Assalamu alaikum, grade 5. This is the summary video for today lesson. Let's start subject science, class 5, unit 3, states of matter. Lesson 3.9, who invented the temperature scale? We hope so everyone know about temperature scale. In every home we have a temperature scale for measuring temperature. From your learner book page number 50 and 51 and your homework for today lesson activity book page number 31. So let's start learning objective. Know that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade and the melting point of ice 0 degree centigrade. And also today we talk about know that the scientists how have combined evidence with creative thinking to suggest new ideas. So let's start. Who invented the temperature scale? Does water always boil at 100 degrees centigrade? How we know the answer is yes or no? Or do you think should be if we are using which scale? It's according to this yes. But some scientists have according to their mind different answer. So this Gabriel Daniel uh, Fahrenheit 1686 until 1736. So Fahrenheit invented the first thermometer. You know, we are using Fahrenheit for some temperature. First thermometer, but scientists couldn't agree on a temperature scale for the thermometer. Why? Fahrenheit invented a new scale. He decided that the coldest temperature he could make by mixing different substance was zero. So on Fahrenheit temperature scale, water freeze at which temperature into ice at 32 degree, which we are thinking, what do you think at 32? Obviously not, we thinking at zero, yeah? So and what's the boiling point? Boiling at 212. So it's also different. This scale is still used in some countries, including in the US or USA. And this was the first scientist who searched about thermometer. The second was Anders Celsius. Celsius 1701 until 1744. So Celsius was also invented in measuring temperature. He suggested a temperature scale from 0 to 100. We are using nowadays this one mostly Celsius. So 0 degree to 100 degree Celsius with water boiling at 0 degree. First, his invention, according to his, water start boiling at which degree? At 0 degree. But what we learned in the previous lesson about 100 degree. But about is his first invention. He thought about this at 0 degree, what the water start boiling, and ice melting at what degree? At 100 degree centigrade. But other scientists told him it was strange for hot thing to have a lowest temperature. Any hot thing have 0 and cold thing have 100 degree. So it's strange to have a lowest temperature than cold thing. So Celsius reversed his scale. What he do? What he did? He reversed his scale. Now you can see he made a 0 degree the temperature at which the ice melt and 100 degree the temperature at which water boils, and he made opposite. So this is the scale that we are using today. We measure the temperature in degree Celsius. You can see like this, degree Celsius. He was the second. Third temperature scale, Lord Kelvin. We are also using this. 1824 to 1907, Kelvin and other scientists were researching the lowest temperature possible. Kelvin invented a temperature scale to measure things that are so cold that their particles do not move at all. You know, in solid or in ice, the particles do not move, and everything, including air, freezes solid. This temperature is zero on Kelvin scale. He called this temperature absolute zero. On YouTube, you can search about absolute zero. It is the same temperatures as minus 273 degree Celsius. On the Kelvin scale, water freeze at 273 degree and boil 373 degree. You can see here a temperature we are using nowadays. So in this scale, we can see two things. This temperature measuring temperature using both Fahrenheit and Celsius scale, which we are using normal. Celsius scale and Fahrenheit. Okay, boys, you have an activity for this purpose. You try to do this at your home to find about the differences between 3 degree temperature, three temperature scale on the opposite page. After this, you have a question answer. What you have learned in this unit, different scientists have invented different temperature scales. We mostly measure temperature in Celsius. On this scale, ice melt at 0 degree and water boils at 100 degree. The question answer, why do you think scientists need to invent a temperature scale instead of just deciding if things were hot or cold? Yes, scientists can decide everything is hot, they can measure maybe this is 30 or 40, but why he invented why they invented the temperature scale? What's the reason? Because scientists need to invent a temperature scale to make their investigation more accurate. If you want to do more accurate result, you should have any kind of instrument, some kind of instrument to measure the result or find the accurate answer. How did Celsius decide on his scale? Celsius gave value, the same thing we know today, 0 degree and 100 degree. 0 degree for a melting point and 100 degree for boiling point. How did he later change it? Sorry, this was the first his first thing, thought. According to his first thought, 0 and 100 degree to the boiling point of water and melting point of water. It means from 0 it's boil and 100 it's melt. But how did he later change it? Yeah, I told you before, he changed. How? He changed from 100, this is boiling point, and 0, it's melting point. He reversed the value of and made things, melting thing of ice 0 and boiling point of water 100. Why did Kelvin invent the Kelvin scale? What do you think? Why he invented Kelvin scale? To measure the cold things, to measure the temperature of very cold things. What is absolute zero? Very important. Absolute zero is the temperature at which particles do not move at all. Okay, it's stuck to each other, and everything, including air, freeze solid. What similarity can you see in the Kelvin and Celsius temperature scale? Obviously, there are some similarity. Both Kelvin and Celsius temperature scale have 100-degree difference between freezing and boiling point. Also, in Kelvin in Celsius, we have 0 and 100 for boiling, 0 for melting. And same thing, Kelvin using, they have 273 and 373. 273 freezing point and 373 boiling point. How are the two scales different? How are the two scales different? Celsius scale start from 0. Celsius scale start from 0, which is temperature at which water freeze. And Kelvin scale start at the temperature at which all particles have no energy and cannot vibrate. Number 5, which temperature scale do you think is easier to use? Obviously, we are using nowadays Celsius scale. It's easy to use for us. Okay, boys. Page number 31, your homework from your activity book. Complete your classwork also. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.